Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Qapla. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Falsehood, important things are needed new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Monday, August 29th, 2022. Welcome John Araki, who is first person in the chat, and also the first person to super chat. Thank you, John, with the $1 super chat. There's your replay since you started before the stream did. John Araki says, when life gives you lemons, the Geloja machine makes lemonade. Ugh, that is not the lemonade or lemon juice you want today on National Lemon Juice Day, August 29th, 2022. The day we celebrate lemon juice, because why not? Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hail, Karoga. Hail to you, not Ryan Johnson. John Meyer says, as long as it's not National Lemon Party Day, with a sick face indeed. It's that time of year when you start to see people printing out homemade signs saying, tired of Republicans and Democrats, join the Lemon Party. And there's a website address that you should never, ever go to. Yes, because the Lemon Party, as much as they might want to make it seem like it is most certainly not a political party. Do not ever go to the Lemon Party website. That's not what you're going to find. There's nothing of value. Trust me. It's not where you want to be. Star Trek Nitpicker says Qapla. Treksters, Qapla Nitpickers. John DeMarco says greetings, all greetings, John. Captain Fandom Nerd says hello, Qapla Captain. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Birdo Play 5 in chat. Greetings to you, Mike Richards. Hope all's going well in Columbus, Ohio. Jedi Bill says Qapla, Birdo Prey, and hail Karoga. Hail to you, Jedi Bill, and thank you again, Jedi Bill, for that very generous subscription. You bought 5 memberships last time. That was very, very cool of you. And not only did you buy 5 subscriptions, they were Friends of Karoga level subscriptions. It wasn't even the lowest Karogan Orphans, which I just assumed that's what they were, but no. Upon further inspection, they were friends of Kuroga level. That was extremely generous of you, Jedi Bill. So thank you again. And the 5 people who got your subscription, who got your gift memberships, thank you as well. It was, I believe, John Araki, Yitza Lemons, Mr. Awesome, Bradley Briggs, and someone else. I don't remember offhand, but yeah, they all thank you. LDG of Free the Net, Qapla LDG, welcome. Hope you are well. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is lurking. Qapla Gorilla, hope you're doing well. And Gorilla says it's going to be a 6-beer night, a whole 6-pack tonight. I hope you're doing well, Gorilla. I don't know if that's a 6-beer night as a celebration or a 6-beer night as it's a pretty shitty night. I don't know. I remember one woman telling me once that I wasn't that ugly, that all she needed was a 6-pack to do me. I take it. I'll take it. I didn't. I mean, I didn't buy her beer. She was too far away, but I actually thought that was a compliment. All she needed was a 6-pack, and I would have become bangable for a 6-pack of beer. That was a big step up in my life. The things we remember. That was a compliment. Then there was the time, the woman was inspecting my body with her hands and her eyes. And she's like, your skin, it's like the surface of the moon. There's so much to explore. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. These are the things. These are the best things people say about me. That A, they could do me if they had a 6-pack of beer. And B, my skin is like the surface of the moon. There is so much to explore. Oh, maybe NASA's going back to the moon. Maybe NASA will send one of their hot female astronauts to explore my surfaces. I'm just putting it out there, NASA. I didn't say. Someone else did. Oh. Maybe you guys can discover something. Maybe there's life to be found. Anyway, today is National Lemon Juice Day. Now, it's not Lemonade Day, to be fair. Lemonade is made with lemon juice and a whole lot of sugar. Okay, what's the difference between lemon juice and lemonade? Apparently about, I don't know, 5 pounds of sugar per ounce. So lemon juice, far healthier than lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, but that's not true. You can only make lemonade when life gives you lemons and sugar. If they only give you lemons, you can make lemon juice. T-Berg Sci-Fi Tech is in the house. Qapla says, hail Kuroga, hail T-Berg and the Alpacan Nation. Let's go ahead and get today's Wordle done, because there's another day. Today turned out to be not just Lemon Juice Day. There's another very interesting day today is, and I'll see if anybody can figure it out while I do Wordle. And I have no idea what the Wordle word is. So if anybody wants to give out hints or whatever, that's perfectly fine. Let's try float as the first word. I have nothing to go on. Okay, we got an F. We just know there's an F. There's no O or A or L or T. So the F is not the first letter. So, okay, words that maybe, where else would you put an F? Second, but it's not an O. E, after, AFTER, but there's no T. There is no T, but let's see. What else can we put instead of T? Agar? After. No, that's not a word. Afler, afker? No, affer, you know what? We might just have to take the T and try it. Hint O'Brien. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Chief. Son of a bitch. Thank you, T-Berg. Thank you, T-Berg. See, you get a hint like that. And Mama Frey asked me this morning, she's like, how do you spell O'Brien? I was like, what do you mean? I was like Ovrien? She's like, yeah, that's it. And Jedi Bill gifted another membership. Jedi Bill, but damn, thank you so much, Jedi Bill. Thank you. Another friend of Kuroga membership. Somebody out there who I assume will get that membership. If you're offered the option of a membership, please go ahead and accept. If you're not sure, if you're not getting offered, click on the membership at the top where it has Jedi Bill gifted membership, and you might have to choose to accept memberships to allow acceptance of gifted members. That will do it. Now, if you're on YouTube as a branded account, then I don't believe you can be gifted a membership. If you're not a branded account, then it's random. It's partially random who YouTube gives it to, but they tend to give it to people who interact with the channel more. So the more streams you watch, the more live streams you watch, the more times you comment on a stream, the more comments you leave, the more times you click the like button or the dislike button, presumably. But certainly the more times you click the like button, the better the chance of getting a gifted membership. Okay. Well, T-Berg says auger. LDG says thanks to T-Berg. T-Berg says can't wait till Wordle does Quark. That's a good one. They may have removed Quark from their list of words about I don't know, 3 months ago, 3 months ago. They cut about, I don't know, 5,000 words. I don't know. There was no rhyme or reason. But Mike Richards became a member. I assume Mike Richards took the gifted membership. Thank you so much to Jedi Bill, and thank you so much, Mike Richards. Yes, Mike Richards was gifted a membership. Awesome. Mike Richards will be a member. And so the second Tuesday of September will be the members only stream. I hope to see people there. The second Tuesday of September being September 13th. Tuesday the 13th. T-Berg says Cisco is 5 letters. It's true, but Cisco is not a word. Cisco's a name. Quark is a word and a name. So quark will be there. I'm quite confident that there is no dictionary definition for Cisco. And Mike Richards gets to use the custom emojis now. Thank you. T-Berg says 5,000 words, idiot handicap list. No, there was no rhyme or reason. It was the day that fetus, F-E-T-U-S, was the word for the day, but this was just a few days after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. So people assumed the game was getting political. They weren't. The word fetus was scheduled to be the word for that day for over a year. Nobody could have, there was obviously no way anybody could have timed it. It was set as that word before Wordle even became popular, when it was just a custom game made by some guy for his girlfriend. All the words were set. You could see what word came up on what day if you knew where to look. So there was no nefarious reason. Anyway, so the New York Times, in their infinite wisdom, not only did they change the word for that day, they did it by erasing a giant block of words right in the middle of all the words. And I to this day, I believe they erased the words because they knew that at a certain point, the word Trump was going to come up. And obviously, the New York Times, being the way they are, I don't think they wanted the word Trump to come up in Wordle. And even though it was like 4 years out, it was like 2026 before the word Trump was ready to come out, they decided to erase all the words between fetus and a few weeks after Trump would have come out. They didn't stop it at Trump. They went a few weeks later, so nobody realized Trump was the last word they deleted. But I knew it because I had looked it up at first, and I marked it on my calendar, 2026, Wordle's going to be Trump today. November 26th, I believe it was, or November 22nd, 2026, something like that. And so once they erased all the words, I Googled, let me guess. And sure enough, Trump was gone. And then it was like a few more past Trump, just enough so it didn't look suspicious. Just enough so it didn't look suspicious. And sure enough, all those words were erased. Thousands of great words that now would never be part of Wordle because, whatever reasons.
Excuse me.
T-Berg says, so abort won't be in there. I don't know. It might be. I didn't look it up. T-Berg says, see you in September. Oh, that song used to make me so emotional. Andrew of Jill says, hi, listening and driving. Qapla Andrew of Jill. T-Berg says, so abort won't be in there, but sperm will. I don't know if sperm is in it. Number 1 says, Wordle is woke. It might be. John DeMarco says, there's no fooling Detective Bird. Absolutely not. I know my stuff. Mamo Frey, what is it you wanted to?
I was on the phone.
You were on.
Did my asking you how to spell O'Brien give you the word?
Not today. You asked me how to spell O'Brien. When I was doing Wordle, somebody said, hint, think O'Brien, or think O'Brien. And then I realized, I was like, oh, chief. Because the only word I had was, I put in float. So I had F and only F. So all I knew was that the word had an F in it, and it wasn't the first letter. And then I see hint O'Brien. And I said, oh, chief. And then I said that you asked
Yes.
how I spelled O'Brien this morning.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would have asked that. I still don't know why. I
Oh,
guess you wanted to know how to spell chief, but I spelled
no,
O'Brien.
no. I had Keith. I was answering Yosef.
Oh,
He had a clue, and I was writing back. If you had said Miles O'Brien, I would have gotten it also. That was, but I wasn't sure how to spell O'Brien. That was it. Oh,
speaking of Yosef, I was kind of curious. Is Yosef here? Whether he's here or not, it's not a big deal, but I was curious if Yosef was in the chat. This next segment might be of interest to him, but let's face it, he probably knows what it is anyway, even if he doesn't know I'm about to say it. Mike Richards is lolling at John DeMarco, who says there's no fooling Detective Bird. And John DeMarco also says, I just hope Whale and Probe are still on the list. I hope so too, John. I hope so too. Wouldn't it be nice if they were, one day apart? If it was Whale one day and Probe the next, then we'd know the guy who did it was a Star Trek fan. And T-Berg says Miles is also 5 letters. That's true, Miles. There's a ton of great Trek words that it could be. Treks, tracks, phase. Let's see. Somebody said quark. I'm sure there's so many if I just, thought about it. Captain MKGs is stopping by to leave a like and say hey. Hope you have a great stream today, Bird. And hope I can join you for poker tomorrow. Yes, very cool. Very much so. I do plan to do a poker game again tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, Eastern time. We'll do another poker game. Hopefully, it'll go a little quicker than last one. Little quicker. Have to make some adjustments to the blinds, perhaps. Mike Richards says spork. Spork is not really a Trek word, but I see what you're saying. Okay, so I told you, or I told some people, that National Lemon Juice Day was one day. There's actually another day today is. However, I'm not a cheater, Thomas. I got a hint. I couldn't help it. It's not my fault. I was really good at the hint. Anyway, today, another big day today is not so much in the United States, but in Slovakia. Today is National Uprising Day. Yes, August 29th, 2022. Almost over in Slovakia, but not quite. National Uprising Day. The Slavic National Uprising Anniversary is celebrated annually on August 29th to commemorate the Slavic National Uprising, which began on August 29th, 1944, during World War II. It's also a day to honor the people of the Democratic Party, the Communist Party of Slovakia, and the Czech Social Democratic Party, who participated in the resistance movement against the Nazis' rule. Number 1 says, are black and white still in Wordle? I haven't checked. LDG says, more than a hint. Yvette guessed it. Yvette says, I got it. History of the National Uprising Day. The genesis of the Slavic National Uprising can be traced to September 1938, when the Munich Agreement was signed. This agreement, which was signed by the European powers, effectively seceded the Sudetenland, a territory of Czechoslovakia, to the bad people of Germany. Czechoslovakia agreed to this as a result of German military attacks and diplomatic pressure from the UK, France, and Italy. The Sudetenland, otherwise known as Sudeten German territory, was included within the defined borders of Czechoslovakia when the country was newly formed in 1918. However, this was done without the consent of the Sudeten-based Germans, who were later accorded less consideration than the Czechs and the Slovaks. Jedi Bill, another gifted membership. Holy crap, Jedi Bill. Holy crap. Thank you again, Jedi Bill. That's now 7 gifted memberships from Jedi Bill in the last 2 days. Sci-Fi Nation is in the house. Greetings, Birdo Pray 5, Mamo Pray, Sassy O'Pray, and fellow nerds. All hail Glorious Karoga, and of course, God Emperor Birdo Pray. Thank you so much, Sci-Fi Nation. Good to have you here. Hope you are well, my friend. Anyway, they was given less considerations than the Czechs and the Slavs. By 1936, 60% of the unemployed people in Czechoslovakia were Germans. This was Germany's apparent reason for claiming the Sudetenland, right? Sudeten, Sudetenland. In June 1944, aided by Slovakia's pro-bad guy president, Josef Tismo, German military forces began occupying Czechoslovakia. A resistance movement was formed by Czechoslovakia's exiled government, deserters from the Slovak army, and other Slovak partisans. The uprising later lasted for about 2 months until it was partially suppressed by Germany in October 1944. In Slovakia, the uprising anniversary is not widely celebrated. Oh, all that stuff, and then we just get down to not widely celebrated? As some view the uprising as a pro-communist movement, well, it pretty much is what it was. Catholic nationalists often condemn the uprising as a result of the fact that Josef Tismo, who was president at the time, was also Catholic. However, in Bratislava, the country's capital, some marked the occasion by placing wreaths on a memorial dedicated to the uprising. And let me tell you, Bratislava, a beautiful city, the train's coming soon. They're building it now. So if anybody sees Joseph tonight, make sure you wish him a happy uprising day. I guess he was named after Josef Tiso, the ruler of Slovakia, or of Czechoslovakia, back in the Germany days. Substance D, says Qapla. Qapla Substance D. Jedi Bill says, it's my pleasure to give, and it's fun, Birdo Pray. Qapla, Qapla. Jedi Bill. And Mike Richards says, Sudetenland. Sudeten. Thank you, Mike Richards. Sudetenland. I probably won't remember that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. The Sudetenlands. Well, best of luck to the Sudetenlands. Let's check the news. Of course, the biggest news of the day that I know of is that the Artemis rocket did not go up. Big shock. Big shock. NASA can never get a rocket up on time, especially when people really, really expect it to go up thousands, hundreds of thousands of people went to the Space Center. They flooded the region of Merritt Island and the Cape Canaveral. And no rocket today, no rocket tomorrow, no rocket the day after that. I believe the next possible launch is September 2nd, and even that, last I heard, was looking iffy. If they have to bring the rocket back into the vehicle assembly building, which they very well might have to do, God knows it could be weeks before it goes up. It's a real shame because everybody was looking forward to it. I did think it was a little premature, all the celebration, considering just how late this rocket already has been pushed back, how many times this mission has been pushed back. Like, until it's actually in orbit, I wouldn't be celebrating anything, unfortunately. Josh Street says, Vertebrae, did you know it's National Matthew Steals a Carogan Dictator's Trash Day? I did not know that, Josh Street, but it is apparently National Live in Your Car on the street in front of Vertebrae's house day. Because until a couple of hours ago, there was a man living out of his car across the street from my house for about 4 days. Last night, it was really disgusting. He was pouring bottles of what appeared to be urine out his window. And I Googled, apparently it's not illegal to live out of your car in New York City. Now, I believe still he would have been wrong for pouring urine out of his car windows, but the fact of the matter is, it only looked like urine, and maybe it was lemon juice. Who knows? Neither me nor Mama Prey would dare get close enough to be sure what it was he was pouring out his window. But that's true. He had just changed outside the car, and I mean, he appeared to be somewhat disturbed, which I guess you'd have to be if you were living out of your car. Not everybody who has to live out of their car is disturbed. I know that. But this particular guy parked on a very busy corner when there's much quieter streets just a few hundred yards away. And he would get out of his car and start doing exercises and shit on the street. And he would put all his bags out and figure out, and then he would put them all back in his car. And he had a demeanor about him that he didn't look right. He didn't look right in the head. And I felt bad because had this been 15 years ago, and had I been walking and been the man I used to be, and I saw this happening outside my house, I would have approached the guy and let's listen. I don't know if this guy spoke English. Let's put it that way. But assuming he did speak English, I would have approached him, and my first question would have been to ask him if he was okay. Did he need something? I didn't want this to turn into a problem. If he needed money for a tank of gas or something, if he had someplace else he'd rather go, I might have just gave him a tank of gas or something. I mean, I knew I would know enough not to give him cash, but if he needed gas, I would have had him follow me to the gas station. I would have paid, and I would have filled up his car and let him be on his way, or something. I would have seen if, God forbid, he needed help, I would try to help him. Unfortunately, the fact was especially the fact that he was doing lots of things at night, nightfall. Mama Pray didn't even feel safe going out of the house at night anymore. That I did email the local police precinct. I just said, listen, I don't know if he's technically doing anything illegal or not, except for I suspect that he may have been pouring urine out into the street, but even that I can't prove. I'm in a wheelchair and my mom is 70, and we don't really feel comfortable confronting him. Anyway, of course, no sooner did I write that email than, of course, he finally, after 4 days, drove away. Now, I wrote back right away saying, listen, never mind, he just left, so I guess don't worry about it. Of course, I think we're all sure he will come back at some point tonight, but even if he does, the fact is he does drive somewhere during the day, so I don't know. That's not quite living. Yeah, he did, but the last 3 days were a weekend. Friday, yeah, but Fridays. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I hope the guy gets whatever help he needs.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Nation says NASA can't get it up. Bird of Prey. They have a very bad track record. Jesus Christ. A very bad track record of launching on time. Cinnabon Bunny says hello, listening while driving. Qapla, Cinnabon Bunny. Sorry to hear about your trouble with the Lego R2-D2. I was watching it last night till I fell asleep. Unfortunately, I missed the big trouble, but I'll go back and check it out. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, with everything going wrong with this launch, is NASA working with the Karoga Space Agency? Now, if they were working with us, we'd have had this rocket on the moon a long time ago. I mean, we would have crashed into the moon, but it would be on the moon. Star Trek Nitpicker says, Shatner lived out of his car for a while after TOS. He was traveling from job to job acting. Then he went to space. Absolutely. Who was it? Sylvester Stallone also lived out of his car. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people have lived out of their car over the years. And in this economy, specifically in New York City, where rents have gone up crazy, I get it. You know what? I get it. And, I myself might have been somebody who would live out of his car rather than go to a homeless shelter or whatever for a short time. But I tell you what, if I was going to be living out of my car, you would not notice it as much as this guy. This guy made no attempts to hide the fact of what was happening. And the fact that he was doing this on a very busy street, on a very busy intersection, and, making people uncomfortable walking past, that's the problem. This guy could have literally made one turn and been in 100% quieter part of the neighborhood that would have been safer for him and would have been safer for everybody else. And no one really would have probably noticed him. And if he just moved up a block every day for 7 days, he could have done that and then started over again, and nobody would care. Probably wouldn't be doing anything illegal. Resolute Germ says, Bird felt bad, but not enough to not call the police. Well, I didn't call the police. To be clear, Resolute, I didn't call the police. It wasn't an emergency. It wasn't any reason to call 911. And while the local police precincts do technically have phone numbers, in my experience, nobody picks up the phone. We've called the local police precinct several times trying to get in touch with people for non-emergency situations, and it just rings and rings and rings and rings to the point that the phone company eventually says, yeah, this number has been ringing for too long, and disconnects. Yeah, nobody nobody picks up the phone. So what I did do was I found the email address for the two officers who are what they call community coordinators. And the New York City says that community coordinators are the liaisons between the citizens and the police for those precincts. And so I just emailed those two officers, says, hey, there's a guy appears to be living out of his car. And I sent a couple of security camera pictures of him in his car. Half dressed. Yeah, he was half dressed. Now, luckily, I mean, he never, best I could tell, he never went completely nude. He was always wearing at least underwear while he changed his pants or whatnot. Where he was doing his business, I honestly don't know. Probably in the car, he peed into bottles is my guess, and then dumped those bottles. But the other stuff, I have no idea. And I don't want to know.
I guess I better check the garbage can.
Amo praises, you better check the garbage cans. Josh reads the Sci-Fi Nation, NASA makes a pill for those who can't get it up. Sci-Fi Nation, Bird of Prey, you should edit that footage if you saved it and start a new series called Things We See in New York City. No, I don't want, I wouldn't want to put him up. That's not fair. Sci-Fi says the precincts haven't answered these phones since 911 was installed. Exactly. And Mike Richards says he was obviously a Kurdistani spy. You know what? That's probably what it was. Josh, he says when you call 911 in Karoga, you get told they will be there when they can get Bert out of bed into his plane, and he will crash into you. Let's see what's going on with the news. Education Department is exploring strategies to help 5 million overlooked borrowers excluded from student loan forgiveness. Well, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. Who are the overlooked borrowers? Are those the people who paid back their loans, like myself? Millions of federal student loan borrowers could have been left out of debt forgiveness because of their loan type. Well, I had loans on credit cards. Does that count? The U.S. Department of Education is trying to avoid that outcome. Here's what borrowers need to know. Blah, 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 blah. Unpleasantly learned they didn't qualify for relief. They were excluded because they owned a subset of federal student loans made before 2010 under what's known as the Federal Family Education Loans Program, FEAL. Those loans were guaranteed by the government, but owned by private companies. Since the Education Department didn't own the debt, its payment pause policy didn't apply. Oh, well, I don't know. If they're commercially held, no. I guess that's something they got to figure out. Zombie ice from Greenland will raise sea level 10 inches. I doubt that to be true. I doubt that to be true. There is, right, the sea level is supposed to have been raised already. And yet there's pictures of these rocks in like the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean that were taken like 100 years ago when photography was still new, and the pictures taken like, in the last couple of years, and the water level is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Now you could say, well, what if one was taken at high tide and the other taken at low tide? And okay, maybe that's true. We have no way of knowing, but I'm saying if you see these pictures, it doesn't look like the sea level change. No noticeable change. Jackson mayor urges residents to get out now as Mississippi braces for river flooding after record rainfall. Wow. Their mayor is urging everybody to leave, as opposed to the New York governor, who tells only Republicans to leave. Let's see. Artemis 1 launch scrubbed as engine problem, defies fast fix. Yeah, it's going to be a big problem. Yellowstone season 5 teases Dutton drama in 2-hour premiere. When is that? When is it going to? Is there a date? Yellowstone season 5 teases all will be revealed in epic 2-hour premiere. We'll show the world who we are and what we do, Kevin Costner's John Dutton says in the new teaser. The Dutton family is ready to show the world who they are. The first teaser for Yellowstone season 5 has arrived, showcasing initial glimpses footage first revealed at MTV Video Music Awards on Sunday night. Kevin Costner's John Dutton has a message for his brethren. We'll show the world who we are and what we do, he declares, as we see the flashes of some of his family members, including Kelly Riley as Beth Dutton and Wes Bentley as Jamie Dutton. The teaser also promises that fans all will be revealed when the series returns Sunday, November 13th, with a 2-hour premiere on Paramount Network. Sunday, November 13th. Why is that date so familiar? Mamu Pray. Does November 13th sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Oh.
November 13th.
Oh, that was the date I gave birth to my oldest child.
The date you gave birth to your oldest child?
Yes.
Who the hell is that?
You.
Oh, me.
Yes.
It's my birthday.
Yes.
44.
Oh
my God. Mama Pray is too young to have a 44-year-old son. Jesus Christ. My 44. Oh, that was Mary gave birth to Jesus. 44 years old, November 13th. I'll get my birthday present is going to be season 5 of Yellowstone. Now, I guess that's a good enough present. I would have preferred season 4 of For All Mankind, but that's going to be a little longer. That's going to be a little bit longer. YouTube holds licenses for copyright lawsuits plaintiff's entire back catalog. What the hell does that mean? YouTube holds licenses for copyright lawsuit plaintiff's entire back catalog. YouTube says it will seek summary judgment to shut down a lawsuit headed by musician Maria Schneider, which alleges mass copyright infringement. YouTube motions reveal Schneider's publisher granted YouTube a blanket license covering the musician's entire back catalog, but that's just the beginning. A class action lawsuit filed by Maria Schneider against YouTube more than 2 years ago has support from artists who believe big tech should do better. While their opinion is widespread in the music industry, no musical artist of any description joined Schneider in the class action, despite the plaintiff's oozing confidence in their allegations. Mass copyright infringement, failure to suspend repeat infringers, and breaches of the DMCA are all featured in a case that seems to have one key goal: content ID access for all artists, no matter how popular, so they can defend their work from pirates on YouTube. YouTube hasn't given an inch and believes all the claims of this class action are without merit. At least one of the members of the putative class action acted fraudulently. YouTube claims it can easily dismiss every other allegation. On Friday, YouTube informed the court that will move for a summary judgment in October. If the claims in this motion are deemed credible, YouTube win is almost inevitable. It's not infringement if you have permission. According to YouTube, Maria Schneider's allegations of mass copyright infringement plus violation of DMCA due to YouTube's removal of copyright management information simply cannot succeed. In 2008, Schneider reportedly gave her publisher, Modern Works Publishing, the exclusive right to license her compositions. In turn, WMP granted Google a blanket license to use all the MWP-controlled works, which included her entire back catalog. Furthermore, YouTube says it holds separate licenses to Schneider's works relating to any content uploaded by the musician or her agents to YouTube. Schneider claims the MWP license is invalid. YouTube says since her publisher didn't get permission from her to license anything to YouTube. That sounds like a problem between you and your publisher, not between you and YouTube. Even assuming that were true, it makes no difference because Schneider's consent was not a condition to precedent MWP's right to license her works. The license is valid and dispositive. As to the other license, Schneider said nothing at all, YouTube's motion reads. Well, that's interesting. According to YouTube, Schneider agreed to the terms of service on several occasions when she created the Maria Schneider official page in 2012. Users agree to the terms of service they give YouTube extensive rights to any content they upload, including a license for YouTube and YouTube users to use their content across the YouTube service. Any claims relating to the service must be brought within a year. And her copyright claims were 78 works. 76 of those works are compositions, but according to YouTube, copyrights only cover the musical compositions, sheet music, not sound recordings. Wow. That's interesting, especially considering all the times YouTube sends us copyright takedowns. Wesley Crusher, Qapla, Wesley. Welcome. John DeMarco says, yes, let's cancel even more debts. That will help the economy. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, greetings, loyal Kurogans. I have to head to work. Bummer. Qapla, West. Have a great time at work, bud. Best you can have. Sci-Fi Nation says, NASA, how we love to get this rocket to launch. SpaceX, hold my beer and watch this. Wesley says, November 15th, 1955. Yes, that's the day. The DeLorean. Number one says, happy birthday, Bird of Prey. Thank you. Number one, we're a few months early, but I'll take it. Son of a red shirt says, Bird of Prey, Sci-Fi Nation, and all the very cool peeps here today. Hola, Qapla, and cheers. Remember the 13th of November. Now I know why 1311 always brings me bad luck. Lol, just kidding. Well, I'll be honest, the 13th of November has always been a good luck day for me. Wesley Crusher is Bird of Prey for your birthday. I will super chat you. Thank you, Wes. You don't have to, of course, but I appreciate it. Sci-Fi Nation says greetings to Wesley and son of a red shirt. Multi-Gunman says, Bird, welcome, Multi-Gunman. Dan Ben says, I saw on the news today about the NASA rocket being delayed and all the details. Multi-Gunman says, hey, Bird, what's new? Not a lot, Multi-Gunman. Oh, for those following my health, I have a UTI. I don't know how I get it. God knows I'm not sticking it anywhere. But yeah, I got a UTI. I got antibiotics today. I didn't take the first dose yet because I had to take them every 12 hours. And if I took it when I got it, I would have to wake up at 2 in the morning. So I'll take one after the stream ends, and I'll take one in the morning, and we'll be on schedule. Hopefully it clears up in a couple of days, and I'll be back to normal. Number one says I'll be canceling all my subscriptions to all media effective August 31st due to not having enough money. Goodbye all. Number one, YouTube is free. You don't need to pay to be on YouTube. I hope you're not going to leave us like that. I hope to see you. I'm sorry you have to cancel your subscriptions for, things like Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, but I get it. Hopefully, maybe you have a friend or family member who is willing to share an account or something. But there's certainly people on YouTube that are willing to share, and some of the new shows people watch in back rooms and backstages and what's not. So you hang out, you'll still be able to see some of the more interesting things out there. But please don't be a stranger, number one. Son of a Red Shirt says, hey to brother Jedi Bill. And Wesley says, you'll still watch Bird though. Oh, at least, I'm still free on YouTube, unless YouTube wants to start charging. LDG says hashtag free the net. Actually, he doesn't use hashtag, but yes, hashtag free the net. Multi-Gunman says, I move for summary judgment against Birdo Prey for crashing our Jeep of Prey into the asteroid earlier today. I didn't crash today. Number one says, I won't have internet except on my phone after August 31st. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, number one, but there's a lot of people who do watch on their phones. But whatever you need, number one, I understand. I wish you the absolute best. Hopefully, it's a temporary situation. Multi-Gunman says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Multi-Gunman. John says, get well soon. Thank you, John. Son of a Richard says, that sucks. Cal, when did they recommend? Yes, they did. Well, people have told me about cranberry juice. Yeah. I've known about cranberry juice for a long time, since I've had kidney stones for over 20 years now. The problem is, real cranberry juice is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The Multi-Gunman says UTI, that's from too much unprotected sex. Let me tell you, Multi-Gunman, that's obviously not what it's from in my case. There's got to be some other reason. Multi-Gunman says, sorry, I probably went too far. No, you didn't, because that's what people think. I understand that's what people think, but I can assure you that might be a common reason, but it is not the only reason. Wesley says, what's a UTI? Is that gelogia machine problem? Well, no, if anything, the Geloder machine, you would think would be a way that it would prevent it. Gets the urine away quickly. Multi-man says UTI equals urinary tract infection. And tract, yes, not track. Captain Phantom Nerds is Wesley. Have a good night. Yes, Wes. Have a safe time at work. LDG says, or when they actually start rising together. What? Thomas Bond says, there's a lot of fighting in Baghdad, some near the U.S. Embassy. Oh, that's sad. I hope the fighting calms down. Remnants of Star Trek actress Nichelle Nichols are heading to space. Hopefully, not on the Artemis rocket, because I don't think they'd get there. Nichelle Nichols' remains will go explore strange new worlds. I see what they did there. More than 5 decades after the original Star Trek series ended, its beloved communications officer will venture into the unknown for real when Nichelle Nichols' ashes are launched into deep space later this year. Nichols, the trailblazing actress who played Lieutenant Nyota Uhura in the original Star Trek series in the 1960s and in several franchise feature films, died at age 89 in July. There were 6 films. 6. Not several. There were 6. She is remembered as one of the first Black women featured on a major television series, as well as credited with inspiring women and people of color to join NASA. And now her symbolic journey beyond the stratosphere continues. United Launch Alliance, an American spacecraft launch provider, announced last week that a portion of Nichelle Nichols' ashes will travel to deep space aboard a Vulcan rocket with Celestis, a private company that sends people's cremated remains and DNA into space for memorial flights. What if they come across an alien species that uses her DNA to clone her? And then they put her to work in movies and TV shows, and they don't pay scale. Who do you sue? Who does the family sue? NASA? Celestis? The United Launch Alliance? All of them? I don't know. This is case law that'll be figured out one day. The first Celestis Voyager service is set to launch later this year and will bear the name Enterprise Flight in honor of its passengers. It will also carry the remains of Star Trek actor Gene Roddenberry and his wife, actor Michelle Barrett Roddenberry, as well as those of James Doohan, who played Montgomery Scott in the series of films. Oh my God. So Gene Roddenberry's ashes are going into space on a rocket with both that of his wife and his mistress. Damn. Who would have ever seen that coming? I gotta hand it to Gene. It's a long time, but damn. The same rocket. Who would have thought his ashes would go into space with his wife's ashes and another chick he had on the side? We are very pleased to be fulfilling with this mission a promise I made to Michelle Barrett Roddenberry in 1997 that one day we would fly her and her husband, Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, together on a deep space memorial space flight. Celestis co-founder and CEO Charles M. Schaefer said in a press release. The flight is slated to launch from Florida's Cape Canaveral and travel more than 250 miles into deep space beyond the Earth-Moon system. More than 250 miles into deep space. I think they meant 250,000 miles, 250 million miles, 250,000 miles to get beyond the moon. Earth-Moon system and NASA's James Webb Telescope in what the company calls a mission that is first of its kind. Willing participants can pay to send their own DNA or a portion of their loved ones' cremated remains on the journey, with tickets starting at $125,000. Availability limited and reservations close on Wednesday. Oh, there's still time. Wait, do I have to be dead to send my DNA? Or can I be alive and send my DNA? And exactly how much DNA can I send? And how do they want that DNA? You know what I'm asking. Fans can also join from a distance by submitting a tribute message to Nichols online, which the company says will be sent into space too. Beam 'em up, Scotty. Let's see what this. Hailing frequencies open. Nichelle Nichols, a legacy remembered. Send a tribute message. There's no cost to share your story. Post your tribute message for Nichelle. Well, that's very cool, but what if I wanted to post a tribute to Gene Roddenberry or Scotty? No. EnterpriseFlight.com here. If anybody wants to post a message to Nichelle Nichols to possibly, I assume, go up in space with her, there's the link. There is the link. I am shocked. I am shocked. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. NASA gives update after scrubbing Artemis 1 launch due to technical issues. 3 dead in Oregon grocery store attack. Detroit police provide details on suspect who shot. Proud Boy who came within seconds of Senator Schumer on January 6th, sentenced to 55 months in prison. How do you come within? Oh my God. God damn it. How do you measure a distance in time? Proud Boy who came within seconds of Senator Schumer on January 6th, sentenced to 55 months. What would it have been okay if it was minutes? If he was minutes away from Senator Schumer, would that have been okay? I mean, okay. Here. Rioter who encountered Senator gets over 4 years in prison. That sounds like a much better headline to this. I mean, the things you could do with that first headline. How do they know? Who was timing them? Satellite imagery shows damage to building at Ukrainian nuclear plant. There. Angola, closest ever election. I just can't find myself to care. Clashes erupt after Iraqi Shiite cleric resigns. I guess that's what Thomas Potts was talking about. LDG says, I read that. Son of a red shirt says, I got to dip. Bird, best of luck with the UTI. For what it's worth, it's better than a dozen different types of STDs. But at least with the other ones, you get a story to tell. Lol still sucks. Bro, sorry. Thank you. Mike Richards says the thunderstorms are there. Be safe, Mike Richards. John DeMarco says, I'll say this for Gene. He's consistent. The multi-gunman says that's standard practice in Karoga. So yes, I could see that coming. Resolute Germ says Gene will be in hell for all time. I highly doubt that, Resolute. John says 250 miles is not deep space. No, I think that was a typo. Qapla, friendos. Hello, Syphilis. Hello, Syphilis. And just to make sure I am pronouncing your name correctly, right? It is Syphilis. If I'm mispronouncing it, please let me know. There was some question as to whether I was pronouncing it correctly. Pakistan floods affect millions. Oh my God. New York stores began enforcing the ban on sale of whipped cream canisters to those under 21. I reported on that last time. 15-year-old NYC boy's arm severed while subway surfing. Well, sorry to hear that, but play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Business. Musk subpoenas Twitter's whistleblower as he battles to end takeover deal. Yeah, it turns out they lied to him. Supposedly, allegedly, over how many bot accounts they have. Hint, they're almost all bot accounts. Honda LG announced $4.4 billion U.S. battery factory for EVs. That's a nice investment in the country. Too bad the batteries are volatile and what's that? Dirty, poisonous. U.S. government sues Idaho data company, says it tracks people at abortion clinics. How do you track people specifically at abortion clinics? Oh, selling location data from hundreds of millions of phones. Well, just because you go to a Planned Parenthood doesn't mean you're at an abortion clinic. I mean, technically, I guess, but doesn't mean you're there for an abortion. Starbucks pumpkin spice latte is coming back at a higher price. File that under news I couldn't give a shit about. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 review. $1,799. Fuck you. Fuck you. Amazon throws Android Days gold box, Pixel, Samsung, Moto, more prices slashed. Google's Pixel 6a drops to a new low of $370 on Amazon. Holy shit. That is a pretty good deal. I've got the Pixel 6. It's a damn good phone. The 6a looks even better. Apple has completed hardware testing for iPhone 14, satellite connectivity, but launch depends on partners. Will the iPhone 14 offer satellite communication features? Here's the latest. Apple Watch Pro rumored to have new bands, price close to $1,000. Who are the people buying $1,000 watches? For Apple. I mean, not Rolex. Apple. Lizzo appears to reference comedian Ari Spears' fat-shaming comments in Video Music Award speech, "Bitch, I'm winning." Okay. House of the Dragon, Steve Torrezant on playing Lord Quarrels. Don't care. Serena Williams, NFL preseason, 10 biggest storylines ending in 2022 college football science. Here we go. James Webb Telescope captures the bamboozling beauty of the Phantom Galaxy. No. SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket breaks payload mass record with repaired booster. 11 hours ago, SpaceX satellite launches, lights up the night sky. Okay. August 28th was Hackaday. Oh, here we go. Male dolphins form lifelong bonds that help them find mates, research finds. Male dolphins have wingmen to help them court individual females, study shows. Well, isn't that interesting? Single dose poly pill found to save lives, prevent heart attacks in major new trial. Trial finds combining 3 drugs into 1 pill cuts heart disease deaths. Oh, I thought it was 1 pill you take 1 time. This is just a pill that you take 1 pill every day. Son of a bitch. That's not really interesting. Accidental poisoning of children by button batteries is on the rise. More kids are swallowing button batteries. A mutated virus, anti-vaxxers, vulnerable population, how polio returned to the U.S. An Alzheimer's proof brain. Groundbreaking case provides clues to treatment and prevention of dementia. That's interesting. A mutation known as APOE3, Christchurch appears to have protected the woman. Due to a rare genetic mutation, Aaliyah Rosa Pedrita oh my God. Let's just say Alira, should have had Alzheimer's disease in her 40s and passed away from it in her 60s. Her brain is now providing important information on the pathology of dementia and potential treatments, since she lived dementia-free into her 70s. The lady from Colombia was a member of an extended family with the mutation in the PSEN1 gene. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital and other institutions initially reported in 2019. Because the mutation is autosomal dominant, only 1 copy of the gene is necessary to cause disease. This woman did not start displaying symptoms of Alzheimer's until she was in her early 70s, when carriers of mutation normally display signs of the disease in their 40s or 50s and pass away from it shortly after. She passed away at the age of 77 from metastatic melanoma. Oh, nice. Her cancer beat Alzheimer's. This is a groundbreaking case of Alzheimer's disease and has already opened new paths for treatment and prevention. The key difference in the Colombian woman's ability to fend off the disease for 3 decades appeared to be that in addition to having the whatever mutation, she was also a carrier of both copies of a mutation known as APOE3 Christchurch. The APO family of genes controls the production of polyoproteins, which transport lipids in the blood and other bodily fluids. The APOE2 variant is known to be protective against Alzheimer's dementia, while the 4 variant is linked to increased risk for the disease. The 3 variant, the most common, is not typically associated with either reduced or increased risk. The colleagues now report the Neuropathology Journal. The woman did in fact have pathologic features of Alzheimer's disease in her brain, but not in the regions of the brain where the hallmarks of Alzheimer's are typically found. This patient gave us a window into many competing forces. Well, that's cool. They have something to go on. I'll be honest, Alzheimer's is a scary disease. Arguably the scariest. I hate to say what disease is worse than another, because the worst disease is whatever one you have. But always put Alzheimer's near the top, personally. Anyway, that appears to be the news. So let's go check out the Dear Bops. Let me check out the comments first. And actually we'll do a commercial, and then we'll get back to Dear Bops. Scythilis says you are pronouncing it correctly. Thank you, Scythilis. 1 week to go on my cruise. Oh, very cool. Where are you cruising to? Lookout Ocean. Dan Ben says, I don't think I've eaten or had pumpkin products before. Well, I've had pumpkin pie. Never had a pumpkin spice latte, and I never will. Pretty sure I never will. Mike Richards says, we need a bird of prey doll that says, fuck you. Fuck you. Sidler says, it's not 1,000 for the watch. It's 1,000 for the band. Holy shit. Sci-Fi says, son of a bitch would be better, I guess, for the doll. Dan Van says, Star Trek, the motion picture, had that watch thing like in the motion picture. Dan Van, I don't own any Apple products, and I don't care about Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings of Harry Potter. Sidler says, the USA has polio, yikes. Australia got rid of it years ago. So did we. But we liked it so much, we brought it back. And Syphilis says, yeah, I was about to say I got stage 4 bowel cancer, and I find that pretty scary. Yes, now you're wrong, Syphilis. Cancer, obviously, extremely scary. Bowel cancer, extremely scary, even among cancers. But, you know, when you're healthy and don't have any particular disease and really don't think you're ever going to get sick, you know, you worry about what you might get. I used to worry about Alzheimer's. "47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. We're going to do a few commercials. I will be right back, and we'll go on to the Dear Bops.
The Computer Factory wants you to get the competitive edge with the Apple rebate sale. Purchase a qualifying Apple system now and get cash back. Buy the Apple IIgs for only $549 after Apple rebate, or the Apple IIc for only $549 after rebate, or the powerful Macintosh Plus for only $1,449 after Apple rebate. Hurry in to your nearest Computer Factory store for their lowest prices of the year on Apple. Plenty of stock on hand at all Computer Factory locations.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real. I'd like to teach the world what the world wants in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. A dream, a Saturday night, a great new day. It's the Coke reaching new heights. Coke is just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it. I'd like to teach the world just how you feel in perfect harmony. For real, it's a kick,
What's in this little blue egg that keeps Barbara Eden looking slim and trim?
Ooh, there's only one answer to that. It's Legs Control Top Pantyhose. See, Legs slims and trims but doesn't bind. So you get comfort and control.
Stretching, bending, standing, sitting. There's one pantyhose that's always fitting. Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
Jeans and tops from Sears are spring wardrobe essentials on sale this week. First, jeans that fit just $10.99. They fit your shape as well as your size. And you save $5. Add the all-cotton top, now just $6.99. Cool comfort and perma-press too, and you save $3. Jeans in western and cinch waist, tops in stripes and solids. These wardrobe essentials are on sale through Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Ronald McDonald in Dreamy Breakfast.
This morning it seems Ronald's having a dream.
Time for breakfast, Bertie.
Oh, boy, hotcakes.
Hop and McHotcakes. After him, Bertie.
You betcha.
What? Whoops. Gotcha.
Not you. Ronald,
Time for breakfast with a friend.
Wow. Yummy hotcake syrup and butter.
plus juice and milk.
Breakfast.
A dream come true.
McDonald and you.
And that would have been the William Shatner commercial. Oh well. We're back. It is time for Dear Bop. Dear Bop, Futurama, who is Dr. Zoidberg married to? I don't think he is married. He's a bachelor. What's this link? Zoidberg's wedding album. Benderama. Okay. I don't know who he's married to. Good question. I'm not sure he is married. It could have just been to throw us off. Dear Bob, I don't like the ending to the classic Simpsons episode where Bart becomes a scout and they get lost at sea and you see other campers and this guy doesn't have his penknife and this thing attacks them and they scream. I never got what happened as a kid. It was scary and unanswered ending. I never liked it. I love that episode. The penknife was stolen. Homer stole that guy's penknife and he gives it to Bart. And then it gets dropped in the, when they're on the raft. And he drops it and that's what causes the raft to start taking on water. And then they find the unmanned offshore oil rig that had a Krusty Burger on it. And Krusty was there on the oil rig. And they're like, we tried to tell you, Krusty, this is an unmanned oil rig. There's nobody here. And then just as they say that and Krusty thinks he's going to lose his money, Homer is able to smell his way to the Krusty Burger, which they're following a map, which clearly puts Springfield somewhere in the Northeast United States, as if it was perhaps Springfield, Massachusetts. But of course, that's not where Springfield really is. And but they get out to the oil rig, and Homer gets up, and everybody gets to this Krusty Burger, and Homer orders like 1 million Krusty Burgers or something. And like the guy's like, do you want fries with that? And Krusty is saved because Homer orders so many Krusty Burgers. All those other campers got eaten by the bear. They got eaten by the bear. That's how what was implied. I love that episode. It's a good episode. Syphilis, as the sale ends in 1988. Plenty of stock in hand. Yes, the old commercials. Dan Ben says, as a kid, the end of the episode was disturbing. Well, I wasn't disturbed. I laughed, but I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Dear Bob, any advice on returning food, sending it back in a restaurant? So if you get your order and something's not right about it, yeah, don't be afraid to send it back, but just know they get one chance. If they get it wrong and I wouldn't eat it, I'd send it back. If I want to eat something, then I wouldn't send it back. It's up to me. I won't send it back and then take something else because I'm sorry. I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I send it back. You take it off the bill. I'm not paying for it. And I'm probably never coming back to that restaurant. But that's just me. That's just me. Like you ever seen the movie Road Trip? You know, you don't send food back. Generally, I don't send food back. But if I had to, if I ever did, it would be the last time I went to that place, in all likelihood. I mean, hell, I've gotten food that had AA batteries in it, and I still ate around them. I told the guy, I was like, they were like, how was your lunch? I was like, well, it was okay, except for these dang AA batteries. And I showed it on the plate. And the guy's like, these fucking, and I'm not saying this, I'm quoting what this manager of the restaurant was telling me. He was like, these damned people from a specific Central American country. He's like, these damn so-and-sos, they're always having their batteries fall in the food. They put their batteries on the shelves above the stove because they use them for their Walkmans. Walkmans. And granted, this was 25 years ago. They use them for their Walkmans. No. I didn't send it back because what the fuck? I mean, mine happened to have the battery in it. The same food would have just been given to somebody else without the battery. It's not that the battery didn't contaminate the food. Dear Bop, my, aren't you a very big boy? Well, I used to be a bigger boy, a lot bigger. 215.8 as of this morning, pounds. Same duplicate. Dear Bop, my non has Alzheimer's. Her mom had it. Does that mean my mom will get it? None of non-sisters and brothers have or had it. No, it doesn't mean for sure they'll get it. It's a possibility, but it doesn't mean for sure. Nobody knows for sure how any of it works. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of things we just don't know. That said, I don't know. It depends. Some people would want to know. Some people wouldn't want to know. If you're somebody who'd want to know, I would get tested regularly, personally. If you're somebody who doesn't want to know, just live your life knowing it's a possibility. And let's face it, it's a possibility for anyone. So you should always live your life like you might get sick. Okay? If you don't have to, don't always put everything off. It's a balance. Yes, there are times you want to put things off to save money. There's times you want to put things off so that you can have a better opportunity, a better retirement. I get that. But on the other hand, there's no guarantee any of you are going to live to retirement. There's no guarantee any of you are going to live another week. Okay? The Yellowstone supervolcano could happen. The giant comet could hit the Earth. Or you could get hit by a bus. A plane could crash down from the sky. Nobody knows. You don't know. Freak nature could kill you. You could get bit by a spider. Who knows? Anything could happen. Don't live your life like don't put off everything until retirement, but also don't live so ridiculously that you'll have no retirement, because it might not always be people in government looking to give everything away for free. You might have to need money sometime. So it's a balancing act, and I don't know what to tell you. Balance it the best you can. Dan Ben says the Simpsons episode where Lisa is eating in the cafeteria and finds a battery in her food at lunch. Lady says it's classed as a vegetable. Yes, that's a good one. John DeMarco says a plane crashing down from the sky is much more likely if you reside in Karoga. Yeah. Syphilis says yes, and go and get checked for curable things. Yeah, curable things. Right, and don't get checked for the incurable. Well, I mean, that's your choice. Dear Bop. Dear Bop, I went to get my hair cut and told my barber to make me look good. He put a bag over my head. I don't know what to do. Own it. Own the bag. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, I used to work in a restaurant. We never got mad about sendbacks because a number of mistakes could have happened along the line. Very few caused us to cuss and swear. Well, that's good to know, Gorilla. Scythila says, so I tell all my friends to go get checked. Oh, for bowel cancer? I suppose that's a good thing. Obviously, I know the sooner you find cancer, the much easier it is to treat. Dear Bop, my New York to English dictionary is still broken. What is a shtup? Shtup? I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see if Google does. Shtup. Shtup. Do you mean a stoop? Do you mean a stoop? STOOP? Shtup, the online dictionary. To engage in coitus. I want to shut her up in the worst way. I've never heard. Oh, it's a vulgar Yiddish word. Okay, well, that's probably what you were looking for. I've never heard of this particular word in New York. I've never heard. I mean, we have our share of Yiddish words that have made the common vernacular, but shtup is not one of them, at least not that I've ever heard. Shtup. SCHTUPP. Yeah. Mom O'Brien says it sounds vaguely familiar. No. Wesley is back. Qapla, Wes. What did the store closed down? They send you home? Syphilis says, shave your head. Bald is the best look. I agree. I agree completely. For men. For women, you can just put on a wig. Dear Bob, I am not American. Could you explain to me what a hangnail is? Normally, if you have a nail hanging off, you just pull it. But from what I've seen on TV, Americans, some say it's more painful. Mono Frey, do you have an explanation for what a hangnail is? A piece of nail hanging off? Hangnails, ingrown nails. Yeah, a hangnail is a tiny torn piece of skin next to a fingernail or toenail. It's related to a toenail that hasn't grown. Hangnails and other scientific names are, yeah, I don't even know. Hangnails are typically caused by having dry skin or by trauma to the fingers, such as paper cuts or nail biting. I'll be completely honest. I don't know that I've ever had hangnail. Hangnails can become infected and cause paranoia, a type of skin infection that occurs around the nails. Soaking with salt water, oral antibiotic medicine, clinical lancing, Jesus. Use of hand lotion or hand cream on a cuticle oil may help the prevention of hangnails. I'm looking at the picture and I still don't understand what it is completely. But now you've seen the picture, hopefully you got it. Wesley says pulling a hangnail hurts like a son of a bitch. Then don't pull it. And Wesley says no, he's just outside of work. He has to go in soon. Okay, Wes. Dan Ben says Rodney McKay had hangnail in Stargate Atlantis once. And Resolute Germ says, hey, Wes, you burnt the store down to get out of work or something. And Wesley says, no burning. Okay, Wes, I believe you. Someone else is burning down the store. Dear Bop, bye, Birdie. Bye. Dear Bop, if you ever watch James Bond, have you come across anything you think is an unanswered question that's never been explained and doesn't make sense? I've never watched James Bond that closely. At least there's nothing I can think of offhand. Let's put it that way. However, I do know that there were things in James Bond never explained, and those so common happened that it made it over to Austin Powers. So like in Austin Powers 2, when you find out that the original, or is it Vanessa, was a fembot all along, and Basil's like, yes, sadly we knew that. But there's zero explanation given. Zero explanation given. That's funny. Dear Bob, was the license plate for your Jeep Make It So? No, it was not Make It So, although that's not a bad one. The license plate for my Jeep, and then later my QX56, was RMBR space SID, or Remember Sid, as in Remember Sidney Frank, who was the owner of the company I work for, the man who gave me my dream job, paid me tons of money to travel places, bank account, what's that? Expense accounts, crazy perks, and really gave me a great head start on my career. And though he passed away in 2006, my job continued well into 2009 until I got sick and couldn't continue working anymore. And even since then, yeah, his family has been extremely helpful, and looks in on me, and quite frankly, quite generous. So remember Sid, remember Sidney E. Frank. That was, to me, the highest honor I could give the man was my license plate. So Previously, my license plate was JUOT net, which was the website, the web forum I ran, which was mostly Jeepers anyway. But after he passed, I made it Remember Sid. Syphilis sounds like an awesome job, boss. It was. It was. Syphilis says, hashtag bring back Stargate. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Dan Ben, my last comment, I use tweezers to pull the thing sometimes. Oof. Ouch. Dan Ben says, I have that thing on the side of your fingernail. I don't know how to describe it. Use tweezers. Might be. It might be it. Dear Bop, so I was challenged to name something we build that Japan couldn't make better. I told him fireworks. We sent 2 of our best a while back. I see what you did there. Dear Bop, can we have a Slavic uprising to get rid of? No! No, soft putty. No. Dear Bob, hi Bob. I'm okay with the Artemis being delayed. We don't want another Apollo 1 or Needland catastrophe. Or do you? I don't want any catastrophes. Dear Bob, just to be clear though, this rocket is unmanned, so it wouldn't be a catastrophe. It might be a disaster, but not a catastrophe. Dear Bob, if a group of stormtroopers and a group of red shirts get into a firefight, would the stormtroopers actually hit something, or the red shirts actually survive an away mission? No, we've seen this already. The stormtroopers would probably shoot each other, and the red shirts would probably die due to random causes, not from being shot. So there would be no survivors. Syphilis has heard that Amazon might bring back Stargate because they own it now. Well, we'll see. Dear Bob, I don't understand why now people were saying this. So what does it mean these people, what you mean these days when people are saying or using the word goat? Goat means greatest of all time. GOAT. They mean it for short for greatest of all time. It's the goat. Like Sassy is the goat of dogs. Also, Sassy was raised with goats, but she's also the goat, the greatest of all time. Dan Ben says, if you want more information on the state of Stargate, the YouTube channel Gate World is good. Yes, definitely a place to get your Stargate news. Dear Bop, BirdoPray5.com is the home of all things BirdoPray5, Bop5 for short, on the internet. You just copied and pasted this. Dear Bop is how I give back to the community by helping people with their problems whenever they may be. Oh shit, whatever they may be. I guess there was a typo. I am a natural born problem solver and a certified life expert by the Kurogan Certification of Experts Department. I can help you with any advice you may need. What's the best TV show to watch? What color tie goes with your new suit? How many days should you wait after a man's death to hit on his wife? What's the one true religion? What is the biggest number anyone ever thought of? What pet is right for me? Should I buy a boat or a plane? Any questions you have, I can and will help. Just ask. There you go. Dear Bob, I hope you have a very merry unbirthday today. Thank you. Dear Bob, UTI, huh? Sounds like you need to clean your deloger machine a bit more frequently. Believe me, the deloger machine is cleaned quite a bit. Also, I don't really make physical contact with the deloger machine. There's a lot of misunderstanding about how it works. Dear Bob, hey Joe, I know you would never forgive me if I didn't give you a chance to get in on this business idea before I roll it out. I know you get when I don't give you first shot a great profitable idea, since I know you are a part Ferengi. So the idea is to reuse large bra cups and make them into hats. Just think of the sustainability and great potential of such an idea. I've already made a deal with Yvette, and she is sending us 10 bras to get us started. I plan on selling each cap for $25 with the tagline, "Don't be a boob, wear one instead." So can I count on you for about $10,000 in seed money? I will count you in at a 40% partner if you agree. Salty. No, Salty. I'm going to have to pass. But you should go on Shark Tank. Maybe you can find somebody there. Dear Bob, glad to hear it's only a UTI. Think of the people who get monkeypox. No. It's rock solid does not have monkeypox. Dear Bob, SEX. Dear Bob, did you know that before she was number one, Major Barrett was the mother of Lumpy Rutherford on Leave It to Beaver? I did not know that. Dear Bob, yeah, I'm sorry. Not singing a song. Not happening. Not today. Dear Bob, how do you measure distance and time? The same way you measure the fact that the Millennium Falcon made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Yeah, the more I see that scene, the more I think, I hate to say this, the more I think Salty was right in that he purposely said that because he's an idiot. And it was a way to people to realize he just didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I don't know. Han Solo was just trying to sound cool. Dear Bob, though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still, and I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me? Oh. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear I am floating around my tin can? Far above the moon, planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. John DeMarco says, all this copy paste. What do people think this is? An episode of Picard. Bradley Briggs says, oof. And Dan Ben is lolling, yes. Dear Bob, I don't understand. I've heard that the U.S. is to stop sending free at-home COVID tests due to lack of funding. They're free, so why would you need funding? That's a great question. Resolute says, I don't care what you're talking about. Salty was not right. Fair enough. Dear Bob, the Pixel 6 is a good phone if you don't need to use GPS. The February software update broke GPS on a lot of devices, mine included. Really? I don't usually use GPS because, I don't usually move. But that's interesting. I had no idea. Dear Bob, oh, in amazement to what you do on your channel. Thank you. Dear Bob, link. Cheers was actually a holodeck program. Cheers was actually a holodeck program. Okay, if you say so. So I guess a lot of Cheers actors have appeared in Star Trek over the years in some way. Gary Katzer, our friend Rock Solid, is again putting a link to Jay at Square Pegs. He's within sight of 3,000 subscribers to his modern and retro video games based channel. He wants to try to get there the anniversary of your channel, which I think is September 3rd or 5th. If you actually like good gaming content, not the shit I put out, make sure you check him out. And he's at youtube.com/c/squarepegs. I subscribed last time and put the link out, but I will put it out again, guys. If you want to check out that channel, Square Pegs, now at 2.89 thousand subscribers. Very similar to my number of subscribers, but he actually puts out videos apparently fairly regularly. Yes, 3 hours ago, 22 hours ago, 3 days, 5 days. So check him out, please. Dear Bob, we at the Pumpkin Appreciation Services Society wish to know your disdain of pumpkin products. We might consider offering you a monetary reward if you allow PASS to sponsor you. It would require consuming certain products free of charge. No, I'm not really a pumpkin fan, but thank you. Dear Bob, opinion, do you like or dislike? Do you think it's worth it? Enterprise calendar? Spend your December building the Enterprise D with Numbskull's new Star Trek The Next Generation countdown calendar. I don't know. I mean, it looks good, but I would have to know, and I'd have to. I can't give it a thumb. I can't support it without knowing it in person. It looks cool, but I don't know how well the pieces stick together. You know, I have no idea if it's a good model or not. So I would say I'd be cautious about it. And considering how shitty some of the things out there are, like the Eagle Moss Enterprise D, I'd be extremely cautious before spending any money on something like that. John DeMarco says Cinnabon should do this since his last Enterprise D build went so well. Dear Bob, still getting nude yoga suggestions on YouTube. Yeah. Well, you got to stop clicking on them. Dear Bob, you know why your meal had AA batteries in it, don't you? If they didn't, your meal would be no charge. Ha, 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 ha. Dear Bob, Joseph, I heard you were also a huge fan of She-Hulk. Nope, I'm not. So I'm skipping this. Dear Bob, if you don't like cranberry juice, add vodka till you do. I could see that, but I'm also not an alcohol fan. Dear Bob, I like someone that's almost half my age. No worries that someone is well past 18 years old. I am not someone that goes out looking for someone much younger than I for a relationship. What should I do? Well, if the person is half your age, more than likely, I'm going to guess they're not interested in you. But if they're an adult and you're an adult, you should tell them how you feel. Just don't be surprised if they throw up in disgust and never want to see you again. Is it worth it to you? Is it worth it to you? Then they're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their parents. They're going to tell anybody that's going to listen that so-and-so is a creepy old man. Whatever. Listen, maybe they say, hey, maybe they are interested. Who knows? You know, stranger things have happened. There have been a number of older men who get younger women. We saw it happen on the Orville, but I would be cautious. I'd be cautious, but you're both adults. I'm not going to say don't do it. Just going to ask you to make sure it's worth it. Dear Bop, what does it mean in New York when they request a bus to a location? That's them calling for an ambulance. I don't know why they call ambulance buses, but it's them calling an ambulance. You call 911 and say, I need a bus. They're going to assume you're a cop, and they'll send an ambulance. Dear Bob, I never know what to say when they ask, how do you like your steak? I say I like it medium or medium rare. That's pink, a pink middle. Mom O'Prey likes her steak well done. Dear Bob, it's a link. Matt Shackman out of Star Trek 4 director's chair. Well, good to know. I don't think it's worth reading the whole article. Really couldn't care less who directs it. Can confirm the Pixel 6 GPS issue. This is why I switched to an S22 Ultra. Gary Katzer, Rock Solid Productions. Okay, thanks for the update, Gary. Like I said, it hasn't affected me personally, but the last Dear Bob. Dear Bob, I resend this in case you didn't click on it. You son of a bitch. Okay, I'm clicking on it. Star Trek 4 director Matt Shackman exits The Final Frontier. Planned 20 Star Trek film, the fourth entry, starring Chris Pine and company, is yet another setback after 5 years of roadblocks that's crept into another KT movie from coming to fruition. Director Matt Shackman from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Marvel Studios' WandaVision was announced as helmsman of the fourth Kelvin movie in July 2021. The film itself was slated for December 2023 theatrical release. Now the state of this ever-delayed project is once again in limbo as Shackman has exited the project, The Hollywood Reporter reports. Good. He has no business being there. Okay, I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy that Shackman is out. Bradley Briggs says, if you don't like cranberry juice, try eating cranberry sauce instead. That's something I could try. Dan Ben says, I know someone who has cranberry sauce with chicken, Ocean Spray, and he says they do that on Blue Bloods. That's calling for a bus. Yes, they do. Scythilis says, do we think Orville will be back for season 4? I hope so. And we need a video from Bop on Batgirl Flash movie situation. I personally don't think Orville will be back for season 4, though I hope it will be. And no, there won't be a video for me on Batgirl or Flash because I've never watched Batgirl. I never watched Flash. And I have literally zero idea, what's going on except for what I've heard from other people. I have zero shits to give about Batgirl or the Flash. Just not my thing. Not a big comic books guy. I mean, Marvel I got into because the Marvel movies were just so good. At least they used to be. Not so much anymore. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out. I think we'll call it an evening here. Thank you all. Tomorrow, check out, we'll be trying to do a poker game at some point in the afternoon. Wednesday is Deep Space Nine Wednesday. And we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end, people. We're close. We're close. Twilight Zone also, we finished Twilight Zone this past Sunday. Next Sunday will be the Twilight Zone movie. This Wednesday is The Dogs of War, the second to last episode of Deep Space Nine. And then the following Wednesday is the two-parter, What You Leave Behind. Thursday will be a Lower Decks review, even though, unfortunately, it seems like nobody gives a shit about Lower Decks. The previous review didn't get a hell of a lot of views, but I will continue doing reviews for Lower Decks and all new Star Trek episodes as they come out. And that's that. Friday again will be another Bed Life. So I hope you enjoyed the show. And I will see you soon. Qapla all. Oh, yes, we did Wordle. Sorry, Syphilis, I did do Wordle. I did it at the very beginning. Well, closer to the beginning of the episode. Somebody threw out a clue and I got it as soon as I read the clue. So it's there if you want to scroll back. It'll be there. Qapla all, bird out. But wait, there's more. The video might be over, but there's more fun to be had. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have clicked that bell icon to get notifications of new videos in your YouTube feed. Share this video on social media to help this channel fight the algorithm that favors big media. Also check out www.birdoprey5.com for links to my other channels, various social media accounts, merch store, Dear Bop, affiliate links, and all your Birdo Prey 5 needs. At the main Birdo Prey 5 YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of live streams and unlisted videos, YouTube membership options, and a community section with polls and updates on the channel. On the secondary channel, Birdo Prey 5X, you can find overflow content that doesn't always make the main channel. Subscribe to both channels, please. Thanks for watching. Remember, I stream almost every day. This is Birdo Prey 5 saying goodbye, world. Until next time. P.S. Hail Sassy, hail Charlie, and of course, hail Kuroga.